Okay, you are live.
Hello, Calithon Fire Relief viewers. I am Turbodog702. I'm going to be here playing a sweet little $1 game for you from the Xbox Live Indie Arcade. I think it is still available, so if this entices you at all to take a look, feel free to. Pretty good game casually. Fantastic speedrun. I was originally tipped off on it watching PJ's run at GDQ. So hopefully we can do well here. If things go well, this should go under 10 minutes. The reason we're at a 15-minute estimate is things can often not go well due to a couple bosses having ran like some pretty heavy luck involved with them and the game not cooperating. But we're going to get started here. So we're going to be going in 3, 2, 1, go. So this game goes pretty quick. So quick, in fact, that we're in level 3 now. This game has a built-in level select. We're going to level 3 early here so that we can pick up an ability to make us move considerably faster. So now we have the air backdash. And there's some interesting things you can do with the air backdash. Primarily, we're going to be seeing it here in a second. You can see that it's a much faster form of movement than my normal walking speed, but it also lets you fly. So that's cool. We live that out-of-bounds life here at Calithon. We also live that super jump life. So as you can imagine, we're not supposed to be up here. But, you know, walls are suggestions. We get to tour this beautiful Game Boy-esque skyline. And just chill out at the White House here. White House is looking a little bit dull here. Let's grab this ladder from like 4 character lengths away. It's fine. Now we have the normal backdash. We're just going to slide into this girl's DMs through the wall. Funny thing about this boss is that unless I stop shooting her, she just never dies. But for the sake of the marathon, we'll just let her go. She can go live her best life elsewhere. We're now going to head off to Afghanistan. Really, really kicking tunes on this game. Some solid chiptune bangers. So this is actually kind of a dangerous stage, because we don't have any armor upgrades right now, so pretty much any of these things hitting us does a third of our life. So I have to use kind of some conservative strats in that screen. As you can see there, the little tiny tank there just took off a third of our health. So we're going to go ahead and fly over most of this section. Nice little scenic tour of everything. Waiting for that bullet to clear the screen so I don't accidentally run into it later. So one of the really cool things about this game is you can buffer most things. We're also in the wall now, don't worry about it. We're just skipping most of this stage. That's the cannon. The cannon actually isn't really used to kill things faster. It's to let us let go of ladders. Turns out Rad Raygun has like magnets on his hands, so kind of hard for him to let go of stuff. So we're in these underground caverns, but we'll be getting out of here soon enough. We're going to be taking a slight detour here so that we can pick up this. That is a attack power upgrade. We're also going to pick up a little bit of extra health here. Ooh. That's actually really unlikely that that happens, that you kind of fall down the ladder. Still happens eventually. I'm just going to backdash through this wall. This is very, very typical Xbox Live indie games, if you're ever familiar with those. We're also going to pick up this for a little bit of safety. That gives us a full health refill, and it also raises our armor, so we can take a couple more hits. Slide through this wall real quick. So this is the first major RNG point inside of the run. This boss can only be damaged when it transforms, and I have no control over when it transforms. Also, you can only damage it in certain points of its transformation phase. So that was actually pretty decent. You want him to do that kind of shooting arc immediately. So we got some good damage on him. The question is how much more is he going to do it? Because he could just decide to constantly not be in this form. As you can see, even if he turns into it, he could just immediately morph back. So that was a little trolly, but it's fine. Pay no attention to the fact that the boss's death animation is going to be on this screen. So we're now in Berlin. Berlin is one of the hardest stages to do. It is very possible that I might need to stage select back into this stage if things go poorly enough. Okay. Okay. Okay, got it. So you have to go ahead and transition that screen very specifically in order to get back inbounds on the other side. Otherwise, the camera doesn't transition, and you're kind of locked out of completing the stage, which is not great. So nice little Contra reference here. A lot of references to the 70s inside of this game. Rad Raygun, obviously, kind of a homage to Ronald Reagan, who you see sometimes in these cutscenes. So this next one, we're headed to Chernobyl, because we're going to be taking down the Soviets over time. This is going to be another stage where they decide to hide the boss inside of the air. PJ made the comment, "Don't hide your bosses in the air because I will find them." And if you know anything about PJ, you will know that that is entirely accurate. Still, we're going to make our way out of bounds here and continue on. So I mentioned buffering, very common speedrunning term. What it basically means is that you can kind of hold a button and cause it to trigger on the first available frame. There are some other definitions of it, but that's the one that I typically see used a lot. And Rad Raygun allows you to buffer a lot of things, like the super jump that I'm doing here. So very important that I actually enter this next screen on the ladder, because if I don't, I can hit a death collision box. So this boss has a very, very interesting and unique thing. He can't die. And the only way that he can die is if he does that move. So I actually got really lucky there. That was basically perfect luck, actually, so that's cool. But if he decides not to do that, you could just be stuck there, and if you don't put out enough damage during that, then he restores his health to like a third or half. So we're in Moscow right now, gonna tour and protect these Russian skies. So we're not going to get to see it here, but there's actually a Tetris reference minigame inside of Russia. But unfortunately, we're going to have to skip over that. So there are invisible walls out of bounds. Luckily, we can just clip right through those also. Here's our use of our cannon to fall off of the ladders. Alright. So, Moscow definitely if it's not the hardest stage, it's the second hardest next to Berlin. Just depends on how difficult that clip in Berlin is. So this is a pretty dangerous clip, because if I go too high on this upcoming screen, I die instantly. So, but in order to get through this invisible wall here, I need to be relatively close to the top of the screen. There we go. Also taking this part very slow. Normally I'd want to move very quickly across the screens here, but it is possible that I transition it in a really poor way and end up kind of in a nether region that I can't recover from. I would have to restart the stage. So, for the sake of brevity, we are going to take it easy and hope that everything goes well with the slower strat. We're going to try a slightly fast strat here and see if it works out with a couple attempts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the backup here. It is possible to clip through this with a precision super jump in the wall. But we're going to go ahead and take it easy. We gave it a couple attempts. Yeah, we can just jump here instead. So we're coming to the final boss. Time is not going to be on the kill. It's going to be when the screen blacks out. We'll use the cannon for a tiny bit of DPS there. Wow, really, really good pattern there. Will I get the bug? Huh? Yeah! So this is pretty rare for me to get. By coming out of here, I can instantly kill the boss. And, I mean, that's kind of Rad Raygun, so I guess we can just kind of leave, and the Soviets can take care of themselves, right? That's time. And so the Soviet Union ended and nuclear war was averted. The 1980s were saved, and nothing bad at all ever happened for the next 30 years. Tune in for Red Raygun, coming literally never. But Rad Raygun, super, super awesome game. Very, very buggy. I'm going to give it a couple attempts to see if we can get the alternate ending here. This one's a little bit hard to get, so we'll just have to see if we can succeed. Might not be able to do it. Tell you what, guys, if you had all found this interesting, highly, highly suggest that you guys check out PJ's run that's on YouTube and his run at GDQ. Really, really awesome runner. Super, super cool game. But that's going to do it for me for right now. Looks like the next person that we're going to have on next is going to be Alec with Sonic the Hedgehog on GBA, which is, from what I hear, just a real treat. Just a super treat. But hopefully you guys have been enjoying. I will see you guys at another event.